Hey, what's going on, guys? Butterbar here. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about Apex Legends and how my gaming experience has gone not so well in the game recently. So I recently got back into Apex Legends after taking a long break from it. I'm not a huge BR fan, but I wanted to give Apex Legends another shot. So I went ahead and started playing some more Apex. I got a couple matches in. And really today I want to talk about some of the things that I've experienced as somebody that is a casual player of Apex Legends and how my gaming experience has gone in the game, and not in a really good way. And I'm going to give you guys some gameplay as well, so you guys are not just seeing me ranting and raving on camera. But my intention really is not to be, I'm not wanting to be a whiner. I'm not wanting this video to be a whining thing whatsoever. I'm just wanting to talk about how my experience has gone into this game and what I'm feeling as a player, and to give a little bit of feedback. And I don't really think Respawn or anybody really gives a crap about what I think about the game. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, I have no idea, but I just kind of want to talk about it and actually find out from you guys if you guys have been experiencing the exact same feelings that I have, or am I just alone in this and I'm just kind of complaining by myself and it's just me. And it could well just be me. It really could be, and I'm not going to be upset by that by any means. But let's get into some of the things that I've kind of experienced in this game, kind of being a casual person. I'm wanting to have a casual experience in a multiplayer game. There's times where I don't really have a whole lot of time playing. Usually I'm at work or I'm taking care of the family, and sometimes I just want to come down here and play little video games and just kind of get into it very casually. And I have kind of found out my experience in Apex Legends has really not been that casual by any means. To me personally, it is not a casual game by any means. Now, kind of comparison to the last game that Respawn made with Titanfall 2, I found Titanfall 2 to be a very casual game. No matter what playstyle you have, no matter how much time you have invested in that game, you can pick it up and have a good time no matter where you're at in it, and it's a very easy way of kind of getting into that multiplayer experience. In Apex Legends, I have not really had that same feeling, that same success, and that's where I can just pick up Apex Legends being a new player and just kind of get into it and have a fun, good, experiencing time. I have found a lot of different issues to where I am just having a really cruddy time, and to where I'm just having a very aggravating, frustrating time playing the game, to where there's a reason why I stopped playing the game so long ago, and now getting back into it, I have found again that same issue on why I kind of stepped away from the game entirely. So one of the issues I'm running into is skill-based matchmaking. Now, I know some people have already talked about skill-based matchmaking in Apex Legends, and also, let me say this as well. This is not anything a drag whatsoever of the developers of it, Respawn. I actually got the opportunity to meet a lot of them at Respawn Entertainment. It was a lot of fun to get to know those guys, as some of the people that brought me such great joy in Titanfall 2 and Titanfall 1. They were a great crew to be around and a lot of lovely people to be hanging out with. So I am very grateful for the opportunity that I got to go experience when we went to Respawn and got to play Apex Legends for the very first time. So this is not anything towards the developers by any means. So skill-based matchmaking. I know a lot of people have been playing Apex Legends, and you've seen a lot of people complaining about skill-based matchmaking. Now, the one thing that I've experienced as somebody that's a very casual person has dropped in and out of this game, periodically. I'm not really experiencing skill-based matchmaking by any means whatsoever. Half the time when I'm actually getting into a game of Apex Legends, I'm seeing the champion team and they have like thousands or tens of thousands of kills over me on individual characters, and I'm just like, I think that most I got is maybe 1,000 on Mirage, and I'm not very good. I'm not very good at the game by any means. So if there is skill-based matchmaking and I'm matched up against these highly skilled players, I don't know if that speaks volumes of how I play the game, but for me, I really don't think I play that well, but I'm getting matched up against these top tier players in my opinion. So it's just a very weird thing. Now, I know with ranked mode, there is skill-based matchmaking depending on what your rank is, bronze, silver, gold, and all the way up to Apex Predator or whatever it is now. I totally understand that, but when it comes to the regular play, I know some people have talked about skill-based matchmaking being in that as well, but I definitely have not experienced that. Not saying that it's not in there by any means, but when I have played Apex Legends, man, I have not experienced easy lobbies. Like I'm imagining I'm being a really bad player and whatnot, but I have not experienced easy lobbies by any means since I've gotten back in the game just a couple of days ago. So I don't know. Skill-based matchmaking is just a very weird thing right now. For some people saying it's really strong, some people it's not saying it's not there. I'm just saying I really have not experienced it. I don't know if it's there or not, but it's just been a really weird time where as somebody that plays the game very casual, and I'm just getting stomped on people that have been playing this game since day one and have not put it down. So, yeah, that's just one of those things. It's probably like my top 10, my top one thing that has been ruining my experience in Apex Legends. The next thing, the armor and the gunfights. I will say this: the armor, I know there's several different tiers of armor plates and whatnot in this. Feels very inconsistent on the way that I should feel as a player, or just the gunfights in general. It feels like I could have the most amount of armor, the red armor in this game, and then get downed instantly like it was no big deal. Like no matter what armor I had on, it didn't matter. It gets dropped instantly. I feel like the gunfights in this are very inconsistent, and I'm trying to figure out, like, out of the days that I've been playing Apex Legends, it's like, where is it at? Where is the meta with this game when it comes to gunfights? And I feel like sometimes where there are gunfights where I can survive into the next one, or I survive a gunfight and I'm able to get back into it and heal myself and whatnot. And then there's some gunfights where it's just I have the top tier armor, the top tier everything, and then just getting hosed down instantly by one individual player depending on whatever weapon they had. So to me, I feel like that's very inconsistent, and I'm just not understanding what I'm doing wrong, or what I could have done better. And again, as somebody that's a casual player into this, I'm just left wondering, like, what the hell could I have done, man? What was the issue? What was the line? What was the thing that I could have done better in that? And it's really hard to understand what that is because of the way that Apex is. It's just with the armor system, you're thinking that you are able to get into better gunfights, you're able to fight a little bit harder, you're able to push a little bit better, but again, I don't know. I mean, I don't really have an issue with any of the characters in Apex Legends. I feel like that's mostly, for the most part, they're pretty well balanced out. But I'm confused if I can push other players, or if I should stay more of a defensive character or whatnot, or whatever that might be is. It's very confusing on how to play the game, because I'm not actually sure if I should actually push individuals or just stay defensive, and not exactly knowing what I can withstand and what I can fight, and what I'm just going to get melted by and just get hosed by. So it's just, to me, it's a very inconsistent gunplay when it comes to trying to figure out what guns are really good, and then the armor system that to me, it just really confuses me as somebody that is just playing it casually and not understanding exactly what to, from day to day to day, what are the changes and what are the new metas in the game. So again, that's another thing that's just kind of an issue for me as a casual player. Connections issues, I'll say this, I really don't have, there are connection issues here and there. It's not really one of my big complaints. As somebody that has played Titanfall 2 in the past, I know there are some connection issues with that game, so it really doesn't frustrate me as much. I know if anybody has played Titanfall 2 and has done the melees, and that sometimes your melees connect, sometimes your melees don't. So as somebody that has played Titanfall 2, is kind of, I'm very used to the connection issues with that game. I don't really have too much to complain about it. However, I do notice those connection issues as well in Apex Legends. So as something that is just kind of an issue, it's still there. But again, it's not one of those things that's a huge bother to me as somebody that's casual to it. At least I understand it from one game to the next. But again, it's still really there, from melees not connecting to shots not even connecting as well. Like, I feel like I'm hitting right on top of somebody and either the shot's going right through them or they're not connecting or something like that. It's just one of those things that still, it's a bother to me. But again, it's not one of those, top tier things I'm like, man, this is a huge issue for me as somebody as a casual player. Last thing I will talk about is time played and time not played. I will say this: I think there's more time that I'm not playing this game than there time is playing this game. I feel like more often than not, I get about maybe less than a minute or maybe 2 or 3 minutes of actual gameplay in Apex Legends. And then I'm back to the main screen, back to looking for a lobby, back to selecting my legend, getting back in the game, and then all of a sudden the cycle repeats. And again, that's one of those things that's just about BRs, where BRs are kind of like that, where depending on what your land is, what your luck is when it comes to material that's around you and weaponry and armor and stuff like that, that's just kind of how BRs are. And I'm not a BR fan by any means whatsoever, but in comparison to Titanfall 2, which was again another Respawn developing game, that's 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minute gameplay where it's just nonstop action all over, just of stuff to be able to do and to be able to get into multiple gunfights and having a good time. And I find that to be more exciting and more fun than spending 1 to 2 minutes in game. All right, you're dead. All right, now you got to go back to the lobby and find a new game and get back in that game. And to me, I don't know. To me, it's just lame. But I know I understand it's the way the game is played. I understand it's a BR. But to me, as just somebody that's a casual person getting into Apex Legends, I find it really lame. I hate it. I really do. Now, I will say this. Now, Warzone compared to Apex Legends, I know Warzone has Plunder and other game modes that they introduced into Warzone, which I have to say, Plunder is a lot of fun, man. I actually get into some Plunder matches and have a really good time, where you actually, you know, you might die, but you immediately get back into the fight through parachuting and kind of landing next to other people to fight. In Apex Legends, there's really not a game mode like that right now, to where you have multiple lives to kind of get back into the fight. You always still kind of go back into the lobby. So I don't know if that's anything that's going to be changing whatsoever. Maybe new game modes get introduced later on in the future for Apex, but to me, really just having 1 to 2 minutes of gameplay and then getting back in the lobby because you die, because you're not that good and you're getting matched up against people that are way experienced than you are, in a meta that you don't really understand. It's just, again, one of those things that's just like, man, it kind of eats me up, and it's just one of those things that's kind of driving me away from the game. But again, like I said, I'm a small YouTuber. My opinion might not matter, but at least, you know what, there might be other people out there that might have the same exact opinion as me. So, you know what, I'm just going to at least voice my opinion and let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think about it? Apex Legends, with all the things that I talked about, from skill-based matchmaking, armor, and gunfights, inconsistencies, connection issues, or maybe even just time played in the game, you know, what do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments below what you guys feel about your experience in Apex Legends. Again, it might be completely different from mine, and I might be 180, and you're amazing at the game, and you know, and you're great and having a fantastic time. But to me personally, I'm just having a kind of cruddy time, and I just at least wanted to voice my opinion and see if how everybody else feels. So let me know in the comments below, guys. Please have a great rest of the day. I look forward to talking to you guys again. Have a great one. Bye.